What's going on, world? It's your boy D-Hop again. We're here. Moments with D-Hop with a friend of mine, a good guy, D.DAVE.
It's good, man. It's good, man. It's your boy D.DAVE, man. Enterprise Entertainment, man. SNPL Clothing, man. We here. It's good, bro. How you, man?
I'm good. I'm blessed. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely,
I'm feeling good.
definitely.
You here? You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get into your business, get you to introduce yourself to people who don't know you and your brand and all that. So, you know, with that said, we'll be right back. Yes, sir, we are back in the building. Like I said, I am D-Hop, Moments with D-Hop with my guy D.DAVE Enterprise. Let's get right into it. Let the people know who you are, what your brand is, and all of that good stuff.
Basically, you know, D.DAVE, still the main event. You know, I'm an artist out of Harlem, slash the Bronx. I spent equal time in both places. Love both places. Sugar Hills is my backbone.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? And I was all over the Bronx, you know, South Bronx, Harbridge, Co-op area, Gun Hill area, all over the place. I moved around a lot. But, you know, a lot of people know me for the music, and, you know, I make beats now as well. Got a project out with my brother, G Fisher, GFDD, Quarantine. We gonna relaunch it. Right now it's on SoundCloud. We're shooting videos. We're gonna relaunch it and put it on all streaming sites and get everybody ready for GFDD 2 that was about to drop.
What that stand for? Let the people know what that
was. You know, G Fisher, D.DAVE.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? Simple.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, but besides that, you know, I also got the clothing line, SNPL Clothing. That's SNPL Clothing. That stands for Struggle Now, Prosper Later. And it's been taking off, you know, one of the most recognizable brands in the streets right now. And it's doing pretty okay for itself.
Okay, so that was a good intro. We gonna get into your business. We ain't gonna skip over nothing. I listen, I read, I research. You know what I'm saying?
I'm an open book, man.
So we here, you know, really at moments what we like to do with the interview is not just showcase you and your brand, but actually give inspiration, aspiration for people. You know what I'm saying? Like just through your story and like it's moments. So moments that you lived through that actually got you through to where you at now. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
So I would like to just ask, growing up Washington Heights, Harlem, the Bronx, that's like, it's so different in my opinion. Harlem, it's kind of like flashy, you know what I'm saying? The regular, and then the Bronx is a little more rugged. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely a lot more aggressive. I always tell people I got my hustle from Harlem. I got my flash from Harlem. I got my fashion sense from Harlem. But I got the hunger from the Bronx. I got the aggressiveness from the Bronx. The in your face. It's just, you know what I'm saying? You could be playing basketball, next thing you know, you rumbling with a whole neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? It can happen in the blink of an eye. And that's the Bronx in a nutshell, you know what I'm saying? So growing up, I had a lot of like you said, warrior moments, man. You know what I'm saying? When I didn't know how I was getting back home.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But we had to make it happen. So
no doubt.
Definitely.
No doubt. So what was it like transitioning from? Cause what time you went to? How old you moved to the Bronx? Like 16?
Yeah, I moved to the Bronx when I was 15, 16.
So what was that transition? Before the transition, like what was the upbringing like? Was it you and moms and pops, like, you know, give the people some background.
All right, so like I put this in my music, you know. So I was in foster care. Shout out to my Uncle Ray, and my Uncle Ray got me. You know, my mom's had some shortcomings. You know, it was the '80s. I was born in the '80s. I'm
80s baby.
Yeah, 10 toes down. You know what I'm saying? Different kind of breed. So I seen a lot and did a lot. But so my uncle took me in. You know what I'm saying? It was me and my cousins. You know, shouts to my cousins, you know, and that's why I moved to Sugar Hill, you know what I'm saying, 408, 150th between St. Nick and Convent, you know what I'm saying, like Rosewood. that's a legendary block, legendary area.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? You know, shouts out to the legends over there, the people who inspired me to even to pick up a pen and start rapping. You know, my man Gritty, Bugsy, Stacks. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to 1B, my big cousins. You know what I'm saying? Those are the people that inspired me. Buster. You know what I'm saying? Seeing Buster come through the block with the rope chains, the drop tops, you know what I'm saying? Just being fly, Harlem, to the core, gangster, to the core.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody looked up to him, legendary, you know what I'm saying? So my man Cools, D. Cools, you know what I'm saying? His mom, Sheila Black, gangster. You know what I'm saying? To the core, to real one, real people. Those are the people that I looked up to. Those are people that used to tell me, man, get your little ass upstairs. You know what I'm saying? So just coming from that and then moving to the Bronx, it's like now I'm in high school, I'm getting into things, and before I even became affiliated with anything, you know what I'm saying, that caught on to me quick in the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just coming around Harlem, but in the Bronx it was like, nah, it's lit. It's active already, you know what I'm saying? Like, what you gonna do? Right. You know what I'm saying? You with these people, you gonna keep banging on these people every day. You gonna end up banging on you too, so you might as well bang back. You know what I'm saying? So that's the type of time it was on when you was in the Bronx. Yeah, nah, it wasn't. If you was from that block, you was from that block. You know what I'm saying? And you was with those people, you was with those people. Like, you know what I'm saying? There was no ands or buts about it.
What was the separation for you? Was it maturity? Did you just grow up? Did you move away? Like, where was it? Like, you know what? I want to do something different.
Well, I was always the one that was like, you know, always had some kind of business mind, some kind of business sense, you know. So from first of all, we was playing basketball tournaments and all that stuff. You know, I did that as a kid. But then, you know, my mom, she needed help around the crib with these bills, you know what I'm saying? So I had to go get a job. So my first real official job for real was Starbucks. And I remember getting hired at Starbucks, and I think my first couple of checks was like $7.75 or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yeah, this ain't gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? So I actually found the way I stumbled into the streets was I found me and my man, shouts to my man, we was playing in Gompers handball court. We was playing baseball with the little white dollar balls. Yeah. So I hit the ball over the gate. This nigga jumps over the gate and finds a book bag. I'm like, yo, what's in there? That's money? He like, nah. It was a couple of dollars. It wasn't no real money, but it was some weed, some baggies. I'm like, well, nah, take that. I'm like, yo, give me that. He was nervous. I'm like, nah, I know exactly what to do with that. Give me that. So we broke it down. I bagged it up. We broke it down. So I had 10 bags. He had 10 bags. I'm like, yeah, this 10 bags is not gonna. It's gonna be what, $100? Nah, I had like $75. No, I had $80 to my name. I called my big cousin and came to Harlem and got a half an ounce. I got a half an ounce, so I got a half an ounce of chocolate. And I got a half an ounce of green from Harlem, and I had bagged up 10 bags of chocolate. So my dumb ass mixed the shits. I got like 25 bags. I called my man Smokes. I called my man like, yo, I got it. He like, what you got? So I got that beef and broccoli. He said, what, nigga? Fuck out of here. I'm like, nah, I'm telling you, it's fire. He said, you don't even smoke. My mom just smoked it. I got it. So nigga went and caught. He went and bought a dub off of me. I met him at this corner store. Went back upstairs. I said, yeah, I got $20. I thought I was that nigga. This nigga called me back 2 hours later like, yo, bring all that shit down here. I'm like, dead ass? I'm like, yeah, bring all that. Bring everything you got. I'm like, that shit fire, right? He like, yeah, I'm about to sell all this shit for you. Nigga dad bought all that shit off of me. I went right back to Harlem the next day, right after school. I cut fourth period, went straight to gym. I'm like, yo, what's up? I need chocolate and I need green. And I did that shit for like a good 2 months before my mom was like, nah, nigga, you bugging the fuck out.
So you stumbled upon street life for the most part.
Yeah, for the most part.
That's crazy. So how long did you, from that point, you in the streets, you like, all right, you got the business savvy.
Yeah.
So at what point did you be like, or did you just come to a realization, or was it an event that happened? It's like, nah, I can't do this shit no more. Like, I'm gonna focus it on.
With the I was always in and out of the drug game. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it wasn't to where you know, you get to a point where it's like doing the same shit. Like, if you ain't playing with no pounds or nothing like that, it's like, what are you doing it for? You know what I'm saying? So, and niggas done hit that. We done hit the.
Right.
But at the end of the day, when you want to do music, you got to make a decision at some point in time. You can't do both. It's impossible. So you got to smarten up, open the market up. You know what I'm saying? Start dibbling and dabbling into different things. So as soon as you start taking the music seriously, shouts to my bro Fisher. We was actually in we was living together in Highbridge, and he was moving around, running around with Showbiz and DITC. You know what I'm saying? They was working out a situation for him. So we running around with DITC, and that's when it showed me like, yo, this shit is attainable. You know what I'm saying? Shit is right there. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting on couches getting advice from legends. You know what I'm saying? Niggas, like, something that always sticks out of my mind that Showbiz told me. He was like, yo, niggas with plaques only respect niggas with plaques. And that changed my thought process about this whole shit. Like, I used to look up to a lot of people. It's like, what am I looking up to y'all for?
Like, what did you
The
accomplish?
people, like, yeah, like, I really, like, you know what opened my eyes with this music shit for real, when I was sitting on the couch and D&D, and Fisher's like showing Showbiz people that's been running around this industry, this underground scene for a while, killing shit. You know, Darks, the Elusives, the Bugs, the Team Homies.
Right.
And he's showing him all this shit, and Showbiz turning around like, yo, my bad, but I don't know about none of this shit. And I was like, and I'm like, and I understood it, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, Primo know, because Primo goes to these producer events. Showbiz is in the studio most of the time. Most of the time, the execs, like my man, he's an A&R for Republic Records. Like, he's in the studio most of the time. He don't know about,
it's a different
yeah, like, they don't know about what's going on in these showcases and stuff like that until we bring that attention to them. So now, ever since then, I've been wanting to put people on. Like, I made it my business, literally, to help artists make sure they business right, make sure they doing the right things to get in front of these people's faces that they need to be, because these people is not coming to these showcases for real.
Right.
The people that need to be seen, the people that's going to make the things happen is in the studios, is in these offices, is these lawyers. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you got to get to those people attention, and just doing these showcases and not showcasing your talent to the world the right way, properly, is doing yourself a disservice. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt. Jewelry right there, jewelry, man. That's what we here for, jewelry. So let's switch gears a little bit. So you did the street thing, smarten up, start doing the music thing. At what point? Because I know what I read, a little bit I know, the transition from music to the clothing, it almost intertwined, almost went hand in hand.
Yeah, definitely. Like, so
that's what we here for. We want to talk about Snapple, baby.
I bet, definitely, yeah, that's the brand, you know what I'm saying? So, shouts out to the bro Deuce, you know what I'm saying? Like, Deuce pretty, like, cause you know, with music, you gotta have merch at some point in time. So,
we rocking, y'all. We rocking.
So, first of all, rest in peace, my big bro, my mentor, my ex-manager, LP from Big Boy Management. So around the time when I really when I first dabbled into the the merch game, I had a single called "What Up Though." It was a dubstep single produced by Jay Cardum, and we was pushing it, like we was gonna push the button on that joint. So I went and got the "What Up Though" shirts made, and I didn't really understand my power and my influence I had amongst the scene. You know, shouts to my bro Dark. He was always like, yo, you know, you say things, people listen, bro. I'm like, give a fuck about none of that shit, right, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's like, nah. So Deuce, shout out to my man Deuce Privy. I did the D.DAVE symbol. I was rebranding myself, and I just did the regular D.DAVE symbol, white background, clean black letters. And Deuce hit me in the inbox like, yo, you should put that on a shirt. Like, da-da-da-da-da. Like, get the pre-orders. He showed me how to do it. You know what I'm saying? And we did it from there. So from there, I went and got the Snapple design made. And then the regular little flagship logo that I ended up changing, because a lot of people did the same little swoosh. And I was like, nah, I didn't want to look like that. Right. So one day, I shouts to my man Big Time. I'm sitting in his crib, smoking a blunt, and I'm like, yo, pull up an image of a bulldog, yo. And we pulled the wild images. I'm like, nah, that one. And I'm like, put these colors, no.
What made you go with the bulldog? That was just like.
Well, the bulldog is the
Is it significant to something? Or?
Yeah, it is for me. So bulldogs. When I think of a bulldog, I think of a bulldog always standing 10 toes down out of attention. You know what I'm saying? They look like they protecting something. They look like they standing for something. They look like they solid, you know, rock solid. So that's why I chose the bulldog. You know what I'm saying? And they're easy on the eyes. They ugly and cute at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Though.
So it's I know like whenever you see a bulldog, your eyes just lock on it. It's either you're afraid of it or you're in love with it, but it's like, yo, look at that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I thought about the bulldog. And then the colors, the orange, yellow, black, and white, I'm infatuated with the Cincinnati Bengals colors. Like I just love that color scheme, and I thought that color scheme on a bulldog would be dope. You know what I'm saying? So when we put the colors together, then we thought of the letter in the SNPL, and I'm like, give it blue eyes. The reason why I thought of blue eyes, people not gonna believe this, and my man Dark, if you listening, if you watching this, I definitely got this from you and your effect of the blue eyes. So my man Dark has blue eyes, and he used these blue eyes to his advantage. And I've seen it work in person. Like, I used to always hear him talk about it, and I used to hear the myths and whatever. My man Dark is white, but he's black. You know what I'm saying? He has a black last name, but he's white. You know what I'm saying? He's DARQ. If you don't know him, Dark Raw, go look him up. Super dope artist. Anywho, I used to work with him out in Philly, and I seen him bullshit his way through all kind of scenarios. Cause them blue eyes, you know what I'm saying? So, shouts to Dark, yo. So when I was making the bulldog, I said, yo, make the eyes blue. And my man, I remember my man looking at me like, yo, you really high, bro. I'm like, nah, I'm telling you it's gonna work. I'm telling you it's gonna
definitely work. Cause you definitely, it definitely caught on right now. Like as what I see. You definitely a force to be reckoned with on social media, on the platforms and all that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I see it, you know what I'm saying? And I see that your clothing, your materials are not regular, they're not basic. Yeah. So you want to talk about that, like, you know?
Yeah, so another thing that I stumbled upon, so when I originally thought about doing a bulldog, I just wanted to do the Chanel, terry cloth patches that everybody was using, right? So I went down to Paperhood to go price how much it was gonna cost to get the patch made. And while we was in Paperhood, I'm describing how I want the patch to be, and the father, shouts to the father, I forget his name, but his Sophia father, and he's legendary. And he's like, hey, you ever tried Flock? And I'm like, nah, what's that? He's like, oh, I saw him, it's right there. So I went and I go touch it. And I look at my man and I'm like, yo, I'm like, oh, how much this cost? And she's like, oh, it's like $15 a yard. I'm like, $15 a yard. I'm like, but I would have to get each color, right? So I'm like, I have to get black, orange, white, yellow. That's four colors and all that little
breaking
stuff.
That thing down.
Yeah, I started doing it. I'm like, all right. So I'm like, so she was like, yeah, you could. I'm like, she's like, how much you was charging your hoodies for? I'm like 75. So she was like, oh no, you're underselling yourself. You could at least charge it for $100 with the flock. And yeah, with the embroidery patches, it's the same kind of feel, but this is like the reason why this is a little bit more meticulous and more detailed. Well, not more, but it looks more appealing because of the detail and the handcrafted work. You know what I'm saying? It's not just a needle pressing, so it looks more fuller. So when I walked in after I got the flock and I actually wore a hoodie downtown and I went back to Paperhood to re-up on some vinyls, and the father seen it and touched it and lost his freaking mind. And that's when I knew I had something. I was like, oh, nah, this is an Italian, Italian dude. He was like, oh, he's like, yeah, Virgil came here and did his first hoodie. So I'm like, words. And he like, but no, you was like, that bulldog is special. He was like, that bulldog. And he was like, y'all did that? Like, y'all didn't. I was like, yeah, my man did it. The dude that was with me, he did it. He was like, yeah, that is special. So once he taught me how to do it, I just started, like, after I branded this bulldog, though, like, I did only this one bulldog for like a whole year. Just that bulldog. Yeah. I didn't change the colors to the bulldog till like maybe like September, October. No, I'm lying. The cookout. The cookout was the first time I started introducing the colors in the bulldog, and
you definitely came up on that. I salute you, congratulate you with all that.
Good looking.
So now you just the bulldog, but now you went from not just hoodies and shirts.
Yeah.
You got some other things going on.
Polo shirts, off the shoulder crew necks, crop tops, dresses, hoodies, dresses, t-shirt dresses. I got Bordeo tops, biker shorts, leggings. Working on some. I got members only jackets, varsity jackets.
Talk that talk.
I'm working on some. I got a lot of things in the works. You know what I'm saying? But the website's about to be relaunched. So I'm aiming for mid-March, end of March. Be on the lookout for that. I'm already getting hit up crazy. Shouts to Clubhouse. You know what I'm saying? I'm a part of a Clubhouse community called Therapy for Entrepreneurs. That was created by my guy Cliff Poe, and it's a group of entrepreneurs from all different assets, real estate. We got people with clothing lines. We have people that do help with credit, that help you. People that can help you find grants. We got people that cut and sew. We got people with online stores for like sublimation and stuff like that. So I can literally help you get your business up and running and started. You know what I'm saying?
He is the guy. He is the guy.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
that's
just
what's up.
Holla at me, man.
So moving forward, you said you got the website coming.
Yeah.
What else do you have in the works? Like, because I want to make sure, not even what else you got in the works, because you said a lot. How can they contact you? How can people get in line with you and be a part of what you're doing?
Oh, definitely. You could tap in on Instagram. You can follow me at D_Dave MUZIK. That's D_DAVE MUZIK. Or as Snapple Clothing, SNPLCLOTHING. One word, Snapple Clothing. And on Facebook, there's a Snapple Clothing page, and there's also D.DAVE Enterprise. You know what I'm saying? You can follow me on both. I'm very active. This past year, 2020, I've sold over 600 items DM to DM. So damn. Moving around, man.
That's a feat right there, man.
Yeah, it was a lot of hustle and bustle, a lot of.
That's that old school 80s hustle. That's that old school hand to hand right there.
Literally out the trunk, man. Shouts to my man Monk, man, and literally out the trunk, man, going.
That reminds me of when you say that the out the trunk and hand to hand. That reminds me, being from Harlem, That reminds me of D.DAVE.
Yeah.
That, you know, that Ferg 145.
Facts.
Man. Salute, rest
Shout
in
to
peace
Ferg, word.
to the OG. You know what I'm saying? So the ones that came before you, when you talking about not even hood apparel, just indie clothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Who did you look up to, or who do you look to for inspiration, if you do, if anybody?
Well, you know, first and foremost, the God Dapper Dan. You know what I'm saying? Like he's the guru. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to this designer thing, you know what I'm saying? Like the way he just made something out of somebody else's brand and just took on a whole nother plateau of dopeness. You know what I'm saying? So where they just had to honor him in the way they honored him. So shout to Dapper Dan. But on the flip side of things, you know, people like Global Currency, my man KB, my man Francie Face, my man Deuce Privy. You know, those is people that on this indie scene I've seen. You know, my man Gorilla Nims, you know, with the hat. Shout outs to my homegirl Real. She had the hats, and my homies Dirty Cash. Like they was running around with the hats crazy, and Francie Face and Global Currency. Global Currency, like he's still running around.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's definitely one of the, hands down, one of the most recognizable brands in
Consistency is key.
in New York. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so shouts out to him. Those are the people that I looked up to. You know what I'm saying? And
what do you want for Snapple SNPL to be in the next 36 months, the next 3 years? Because I know before it used to be like the 5-year deal and the 10-year plan, like short time.
We taking this to the moon, you know what I'm saying? So I'm really gonna try to push this Snapple brand as far as it could go, which is through the universe, and maybe another time, like this has got to live on past me. My kids is gonna live off this Snapple thing, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, you know, it's I want people to be inspired by my story. Like I want people to be inspired by the brand. Like there's been nights I was sleeping on freaking staircases in my man building, you know what I'm saying? Because I couldn't get in the crib or I couldn't get in somebody's house, you know what I'm saying? I've been homeless before. I've hit rock bottom, so I know how it feels to not know when you're going to get your next meal, when you got to go do something to somebody just to feed yourself, you know what I'm saying? So I've been there. So just off of my story alone, that's what Snapple means, you know, struggle now so you could prosper later. Like it's gonna be a better day. You know what I'm saying? Always keep that hope in your mind that if things is gonna get better, this too shall pass. My mom's always said that, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, just have that in your heart at all times, man. Struggle now, prosper later. Before I go, I definitely want to say, man, rest in peace, my man LP, rest in peace, JB, rest in peace, Fred the Godson, we miss y'all. The whole world miss y'all, and rest in peace, AD the General, too, the whole scene.
Salute to the fallen soldiers, man.
Word.
Before we get out of here, I got 2 more things for you. One, you spoke on it a little bit, I would assume, but what is your why? What's your why? Like what, you wake up in the morning, 5, 6 in the morning, whatever time you get up, you go to sleep at 1, 2 in the morning. What's your why for the 21 hours of work, grunting, hustling, grinding?
Chanel, Darnell, and Jaya. Those are my kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want my kids to grow up like how I grew up. So I get up every day. Like it be sometimes I don't sleep for real. Like even when I'm sleeping, I'm thinking about how can I make this business get bigger and bigger. How can I put something out that make people react the way they react? You know what I'm saying? Like one of the best feelings is when I walk in a room, when I walk in a place, and they looking at me and go, "Oh my God, can I touch it?" Like you would have felt like you would have thought I had a diamond chain on or something. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna lie. That varsity jacket, Jesus Christ, that shit mean.
Good looking. I appreciate it.
That's a mean piece of work, man. Mean piece of art.
Thank you.
So that's about it, man. I appreciate you for pulling up.
I appreciate you for reaching out,
moment,
man.
You know, sharing your story with us.
This is one of the realest dudes on the scene, man. You don't meet too many people that's genuine like this guy, man. So shout out to you and this platform, you know what I'm saying?
Appreciate
and just giving people a platform to tell their story.
This what I'm here for, man. Like, I'm really about giving it, paying it forward, like they say, man. It's a movie. I think actually the name of the movie is Pay It Forward. Like I seen the movie in prison, and I was already mentally changing, transitioning. You know what I'm saying? But once I seen the movie, it just made more sense. Like this the shit you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? And I'm from nothing, and I want to give something back to the people. I want to give something to the people. So with that said, before we go, we leave on a good note, we leave on a happy, high note and all that. So we got this thing, you know what I'm saying, that we do. I don't know, you watched the show a couple of times or not. We got this thing, do you know? All right. So we do spelling, we do capitals, we do all kinds of shit. You know what I'm saying? Since you're a designer, you know what I'm saying, you on your fashion shit.
All right.
We're gonna ask you some fashion. We're gonna ask you a fashion question.
All right, cool.
Do you know all 4 members of FUBU? Names.
Ooh, I definitely do not know all 4 members of FUBU names. I'm not even gonna act like I do.
That's official though. We like when you keep it 100.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna waste your time. You ain't gonna waste our time.
I know what FUBU means stood for those.
Okay, let's get that and we out
For
there.
us, by us.
Hey man, and with that said,
I remember that.
We here, man. For us, by us, for the people, man. I am D-Hop. It's my guy D.DAVE. Yeah. We appreciate you tuning in.
Enterprise Entertainment, man. Y'all know the vibes,
sir.
man. Shout out to the bro G Fisher, man. We here, man.
All the time, man. We appreciate you tuning in. And if you're watching on Roku, man, thank you. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you. Subscribe. You already know the vibes, man. We out of here. Peace.